All right, so we've configured our audio interface, and now we want to optimize it. I have audio, double-clicking here gives me that. And you'll notice this little speaker here, or this little percentage gauge. This is giving me an indication of how much CPU power it's taking for this song to play. When I come up to this bridge, it's going to go up a little bit. Okay, so now it's kind of the same, but it's right in low 20s there, 19. Now, one little trick, remember how that used to be a warning tone? Don't. It still can be. So if you're ever playing in a live gig and you happen to go, hey, what's that? Just a suicidal thought in the middle of a live set. Don't push that. However, it is useful because if for some reason you needed to change drivers or whatever, you can stop it here, and when I unclick this, it's going to start again. Just thought you might want to know. All right, so let's optimize this sucker. Command comma, prefs. And a real quick word here about latency. Latency has to do with how tight the system feels. Very low latency makes me be able to do a Hammond B3 solo with no latency whatsoever. A very high buffer size is going to make it feel very sloppy on the keyboard. So as a consequence, when you're in the studio recording on a big tower like I'm doing, you might want to have a buffer size very, very low. But then when you take it to your laptop, do not forget to make the buffer size very, very high. What is buffer size? If I have my buffer size very, very low, Ableton is just all over my hard drive saying, every second it's saying, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that, give me this, give me that, give me this, give me that. If you up the samples of the buffer size, it's more like, yeah, man, I need this. Yeah, okay, and I need that. Okay, so it's hitting the hard drive less. Now I'm going to switch to my Apogee, and it's a more capable interface, and several things are going to change. For one thing, the sample rate. With Soundflower, I have 3 choices, and with Soundflower, the output latency is 11.6. Okay, so, and the overall latency is 11.6. Let's switch to Apogee, and I get a 10.2 output, millisecond output. My buffer size is defaults to a 443 samples, and my sample rate selections are much higher. I can go to 192. I would select this to show you, but I'm using the Apogee right now to record my voice, so I would go into oblivion if I did so. But if I did go to 192, all of a sudden you would find that this output milliseconds was down to like 1.2 milliseconds. So what does it all mean? Who gives a rip? Well, you need to. And here's the deal. We can test this. So go ahead and turn this volume down, and let's turn your CPU usage simulator up to 80%. And what we're going to do is watch that meter, and we're going to listen. Now, let's switch to the Soundflower. Now, Soundflower is no hardware at all. It is just a piece of software. And let's just try this. It's at 555 because that's what it defaults at. But I'm going to go on, and I'm at 80% CPU. And let me try to grind this down a little bit. Let me go down to 15. Okay. So it just wrecks it. Up. Let's go to 50. $94. $130. Now, you might be frustrated because when you click and drag, it just whips right along and goes so fast. Say I'm at 142. And I want to go down to 135. I'm going to hold down the Apple key, the Command key, with my thumb. Here we go. That gives me a smaller way to to drag it down. So Apple, drag, apply. It's cracking up at 92. Apple drag 102. Apple drag 146. There, you get the idea. And now I've got my latency down to 3.4 milliseconds. Remember, this is a big tower though, so when you get your set onto your laptop, you're going to make sure you do this. One last thing. This here also doubles as A440. So, Johnny Joe guitar player goes, "Hey, computer boy, how about giving me an A so I can tune to you, expletive, whatever." And you go, "No problem, Creedence Clearwater dude, because I have an A440 right here. Can you hear it?" Wham. At that point, they throw down their guitars and they want to run Ableton the rest of their lives, right? Not. In the next session, we're going to get busy with MIDI.